Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome to another session of the Road to Overflow workshop events. If you're in chat, please type 1 to confirm that you can see me and hear me well. I guess I can also check myself. Yep, looks like we're live. Okay, cool. Today we're going to learn about Dubhe Engine. So I guess I'll let Movin here talking about how Dubhe is helping the Sui developer increase their productivity and also drastically reducing the overhead of building a Move application end to end. And there it is. Movin, take it over.
Hi. Thank you, Ziha, for having us here. And this is Movan from Dubhe Foundation. And I'm a core contributor here and really glad to be here to talk about how to boost the Sui developing experience like 10x with Dubhe Engine. So let me share my screen in a while. Here we go. Awesome. So actually, I think all of us have witnessed the growth drastically in 2024 about the about Sui ecosystem, right? And it actually really exciting to us about its growth in 2025 as well. And with this ecosystem growth, we can kind of like imagine there's more and more developers joining in. And in these situations, I think there are 2 points that are really important to us. So like first, like how to lower the barriers to entry for those newcomer, whether it's the users, whether it's the new developers, how can we make them adapt to the ecosystem faster and start building and experiencing on this landscape. And second is that for those are like experienced Sui developers, how can we improve the current developer experience for them? I think those two things are really like that the things that keep Dubhe Engine like really exciting. And so here's our agenda today. We're going to like give a brief review about how is the landscape of Sui dApp dev right now, and we're going to talk about how can Dubhe help the overall developing experience. And next, actually, this is one of the key points that I think Dubhe is more than just a dev tool. It's actually a dev community, and we're going to dive into that in a while. But essentially, it's going to grow with Sui ecosystem and can create a positive cycle for the whole ecosystem. Yeah, and last but not least, we're taking some questions. So if you have anything in your mind or you want to join, how to contribute to this open source project, like feel free to ask more. Yeah. So let's get started. When we look at the landscape of Sui dApp, from my own view, I would say it's good overall compared to many other ecosystems. But if there's like more structured dev tool, it can improve the experience overall. So why is that? For a newcomer to the Sui ecosystem, I think this is the first thing you're going to see, like in the left-hand side, right? So this is actually the official documentation from Sui. So if you look at the developer guides, you can see that there's many steps you have to do to start your developing journey in Sui. So like you have to get your edges, get your test tokens, you need you need a move package, and start to write a business logic sort of stuff. Learn how to write events, errors, and you have to spin up the local test network sort of stuff and start debugging, building it, publishing it. And if you want a nice UI, you also have to like leverage the TypeScript SDK for your front end. Yeah. And there's like so many steps here. So we can imagine that the first problem here is that the tooling is fragmented. So for a newcomer, there's actually many CLIs to familiar with. That's one of the example here. So if we take a deeper look into the like how many CLIs do we have right now for Sui, you can see that actually it's quite a lot, and it's not all of them, I have to say. So like to summarize, like nice overall, but it's much more friendly for senior developers, but not for newcomers. That's the first problem here. And the second thing we see is that if you follow the whole your first Sui dApp journey, if you can recall that it is having you to build a sort object and have like create as many functions to build it, and yeah, and if you follow the whole tutorial, you're going to have a really one big code base inside a one move file, right? So these kind of like monolithic style of code is kind of hard to maintain. And if you dive deeper into it, you can see that like actually there's only like a fraction of time that the developers focus on building their core business logic. And the other time, the majority of time are spending on like how to handling the dynamic object field, how to do a proper event emission or error handling. I would say these things are important as well, but compared to the core business logic of your dApp, it is relatively trivial. Yeah. So these are the problems we see from the current landscape of Sui development, and actually dApps can help with this tremendously. Yeah. So I would say developers actually can shine on top of good dev tool. It's like kind of like you have to give these brave knights a nice sword for them to conquer all of the quest. Yeah. So let's move on. So I've mentioned that if you follow the tutorial, you're going to have a monolithic code base, and it's kind of look like the left-hand side here. So you have you have to define your data structure here. You have to write your business logic here. You have to write your constructor here. Also entry functions and also other helper functions all in one file, all in one move file. And this is quite not easy to scale up or also to maintain. So how do we migrate from this kind of style directly to the structure style on the right-hand side? So dApps introduced one thing called schema-based code generation. So what it does is that it is actually in the center. It's an example, and you can see that it is really a structured package configuration here. So in this dApps.config.ts, you can first import the on-chain package we have developed for Sui. And then with this configuration, you can directly define the whole package in a really structured way. So it includes the whole the data structure here, the errors, the events, and the schemas here. And one of the best thing I want to mention here is that it actually allows you to custom your on-chain data structure. So if you look at this closely, you can see that for the Therion type, and you can for the next thing, for the map config, you can directly like use your custom your self-defined type, and wrap it into a 2D vector. And this is a quite amazing things, right? And with this configuration, you can directly use one command from WCLI to generate the exact code base that you can see on the right-hand side. So with this, we're going to help developers to scaffold the whole package with a really easy to maintain structure and help them to scale up easily. And one other key point is that we want the developers to focus on the core business logic to them, and instead of like the rest of the part, Dubhe Engine can handle that for you. Yeah, so it's kind of suitable for all size of projects. So for the smaller one, it saves a lot of your dev time since Dubhe has connect all of things for you. You only have to like fill in the main logic there. And for larger project, because of this kind of like structure style, it helps you to maintain and scale up really easy. Yeah. And actually, we have done some inner experiment as well. Actually, like the statistic is that if we created a like 500 lines code for a like simple package, like inside of this like 500 code, there's like only 20% of it is the code that we actually wrote by developers, and the rest of 80% can be auto generated with Dubhe Engine. So you can think of it, it actually saves a lot of time for developers, and only within just one command. Yeah. And that's the first thing I want to talk here. And also, let me back to here a while. One thing I want to mention here is that if you look at here in the Dubhe config, it imports the on-chain package from Sui. And the interesting thing here is that we actually leverage the on-chain composability of Sui moves package, so that for the users that use this schema, they can directly interact with the pre-deployed package on Sui. So compared to like developing on Ethereum ecosystem, if you can remember that most of the people have to use like standard template. Or for example, you have to import a ERC20 template from OpenZeppelin or ERC721. And if you have to import it off chain and compile it and deploy them on chain as well. So it's going to waste a lot of block space for like this kind of redundant code. And also it's like inefficient for developers as well. And it's actually because of Move, the feature of Move, so that we can conquer this point and to put all things on chain. Yeah. Okay, so let me back to here. And in this section, we're going to talk about like we previously covered what is the experience if you use standard CLI to do move dev. And you can see that there's many steps here, and each of the steps is, you have to take a lot of time to focus on. And on the right-hand side is that if you use Dubhe Engine to do Sui dev, and for each of the tasks, it's actually corresponding to one command of the Dubhe CLI. So it's really simple. You can directly, right now in your terminal, like you just type in pnpm create Dubhe, and it can directly bring you to the whole setup for creating a new project using Dubhe. And once you define your schema, you can just run pnpm Dubhe schema gen, and it can create the whole package for you according to the configuration you have. And also, it also includes starting a local test environment. You do debugging and publishing it. Also, we have a native front-end integration with Next.js. So once you've done all of it, it will directly connect all of things and start the front end for you. And last but not least, for the upgradation and maintenance, we also have corresponding CLI for you to maintaining your larger scale project. Okay, let's dive into the demo. Okay, if you can see here, let me give you guys an explanation here. So this is the what you're going to get after you type the pnpm create Dubhe. Okay, so you get this really structured code base, and once you define your schema, you just run schema gen. It would scan for all the file for you. And in this example, you can see that it's actually a really simple counter example. In this increment function, you can see that we are actually increase the number, and the number defaultly is setting to 1. Okay, So you can see that, okay, we have all the things set up. And when we start it, you can select an auto feature to start our indexer. So with dApp indexer, it actually gets the whole thing from the schema. So it's schema-based indexer. So you don't have to filter extra information compared to if you're using Sui indexer. So it would be much more easier for developers to use in this case. And you can see in the screen right now that it actually gets all the things we need for our front end. Yeah. Yeah, and if you see the front end here, okay, you can see that it works well and responds spontaneously. And right now we're going to demo how what's the process of upgradation. And usually it's kind of like a hard thing for developers because you have so many things to config. But in here, you just have to like change the version, and in our migrate.move file, you just enter like add your new migration logic here, and only with one command, you will see later, it will directly help you to upgrade your on-chain package to a newer version. So right now we're going to like have the incrementers like increment by 1,000 per click. Okay, so you can see that it's already upgraded right now. Yeah, and the indexer has a response. And we go to the front end, you can see that when you click, it just increment like with the newer version. Yeah. So that's a short demo for how to use Dubhe Engine, but we also have a much more complete and comprehensive tutorials in our blog. So feel free to check Dubhe Engine blog for more details. And it's much more easier than you thought. Okay. And like I said, it is quite, I think the core feature of Dubhe Engine as well is that instead of just being a dev tool, it is larger than that. We actually can form a developer community which can grow together with the Sui ecosystem. So how does Dubhe Engine achieve that? If you look at this like this ecosystem graph that we defined, you can see that we actually thinking that the whole ecosystem like being like this. So it's similar to a river. In the upstream, it is the move platform. So the Sui is right here. And in the midstream, it is the infrastructure and the developer community that is going to like equip the developers with nice developing skills. And with those things, we go to the downstream, which is the awesome dApps, and also all of the users are right here. So if you have a nice dApps here, and it's going to attract a lot of users, and a lot of users is what the upstream, the Sui ecosystem want to see, right? We want larger user space. And with a larger user space, the developers will find out, okay, we see many opportunities in this ecosystem, so we decided to join here and give it a try. So you will attract more users and go to the midstream. So you can see that it's actually a cycle. And how do we keep this positive cycle running? And in terms of that questions, I think it is the time for Dubhe Engine comes to play here in the midstream. It's a infrastructure, but also a dev community. So why do we say that? Say this? It is because when the Move platforms attract their first batch of developers to this ecosystem here, Dubhe Engine as a developer tools is going to equip them, like make them much more easier to adapt into this ecosystem and start their dev journey, and help them to create their first few dApp in a relatively quick phase. And other than that, we're going to have a gas subsidy here to like for these new coming developers. We're going to subsidy them and to have them like can play around with Dubhe Engine and create first few of their applications very easily. And next, we also provide a thing called Task Bounty. It is in the dApp community that everyone will post their like pending tasks up to this bounty. And if there's are like it's like a good first issue in the GitHub. Like if you're the newcomer, you can look around the bounty and pick one task to focus on to like get familiar with this ecosystem here. And one more thing I want to mention is that dApp also is going to have a governance chain called dApp OS. So within this dApp OS governance chains, where we're going to have the mechanism we mentioned, like task bounty, and also when these new coming developers are much more mature, they learn more skills. If they're going to like launch their dApp, we also have a on-chain launchpad for them to get to help the developers getting their initial funds for the dApp. Yeah, and also if dApp is working really well, we also have a mechanism called dApp stacking, so that all of the users, if you really love this application, you can stake a certain amount of dApp token, and you can vote for this dApp. And these votes are going to help your developers behind this dApp to get a decent amount of reward, so that they are incentivized to build a much more better dApps and maintain the current one. Yeah. So with these mechanisms, we're going to form a really strong and tightly bound dev community on top of the dApp engine as dev tool. So we're going to like make this positive cycle like start rolling, yeah, in the mainstream. And that's actually the growth of dApp Engine community is going to transfer to the overall developer tool and user-based growth for the Sui ecosystem as well. So that's why dApp is going to grow with the ecosystem. Yeah. And after all of this talk, I want to give you guys a quick scenario about how can we leverage dApp Engine. So one really cool topics we noticed in Sui space is that the Web3 gaming is really like suitable for Sui. And if we think about like what is going to make a smooth Web3 gaming experience, from a point of view, there are 3 points. So you got to have a really high performance infrastructure so that you can send it a lot of transaction. It can handle it, settle it in real quick, and that's how you can get a really spontaneous response from a blockchain. And it is not enough. You need to have a real-time like query engine so that you can get the latest blockchain data in real time. So that's why so that it can directly like provide the feedback for the users, for the people who playing the Web3 games, so that they can make correspond like decisions according to that. And last but not least, Web3 like in itself is natively have a lot of features that Web2 don't have. So for example, in Web2 gaming, you just have to like log in your accounts. You don't need to bother about like public key or private key sort of stuff. You don't need to have a wallet. But in Web3, like that is kind of a native thing to use a wallet. But it's kind of increased the onboarding friction overall. So a smooth Web3 gaming experience need to minimize that. Yeah. So I'm going to introduce a community-driven project here in Dubhe Engine, which is called Numeron. And so if you think of Numeron, it's like number plus Pokemon. So it's like digital creatures like Numeron. And it is actually a fully on-chain gaming here. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that every step, including the fights, the Numeron you have, the gaming item, all of them is on-chain. But one really exciting thing is that the every move of the character you see here, every move is on-chain as well. So like every step, you have to it is actually a transaction on chain. Yeah. And our current statistic is that like it takes 1 to 2 seconds to settle, and so for each move, like it takes that long. But one interesting is that with this, we actually embed the whole game mechanism into it. So for every move that the character like action, it will randomly you're going to have a chance to get the gaming item. Yeah. So for getting a new items in this game, the simplest way is just walking around the map. Yeah. So it says combine the guess mechanism with the game mechanism together. Yeah, and this is one of the project driven by the Dubhe community. And why is it like workable right now? Why is it a thing? I think the first thing we can see here is that it's because of Sui. So Sui itself is a high performance infrastructure for this gaming scenario. So that's something we really appreciate. And also, if you think about it, it is fast enough to have many people play with it. So you can think of yourself playing this game in Sui Play 0x1, right? It's really exciting things to see in the future. And to get the real-time data from Sui blockchain, we also need a second feature here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Hi. Can everyone see me? Hi. Okay, so I think the screen is not response right now, but that's fine. So the second, I just want to make sure everybody can see me right now. Okay, awesome. So the second thing we want to talk about is the, okay, it's right here, sorry. It's the indexer. So in order to query the on-chain data in real time, we need indexer. And we know that Sui already provides a really cool and nice indexer right now. But for Dubhe indexer, it's actually based on the schema. So you can query your data directly from your definition of your schema, so that all of the data you get from the indexer is the thing you need. So you don't need extra filter. You don't need extra step to like get these data on chain compared to the more general version of Sui indexer. Yeah, and if you can see in the right hand side, actually this gaming scenario, the screen is corresponding to the right hand side terminal, and you can see that each step. You can see that each step is a transaction here, and will reflect on the screen. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing thing, and that's only possible with Sui as infrastructure and leveraging Dubhe to develop this kind of thing. And we also imagine that for other scenarios like high frequency trading or like decentralized social media, those kind of things can use a lot of real time blockchain interaction. So it is quite suitable for leveraging Dubhe Engine and Sui for their infrastructure as well. Okay, and like last but not least, let's talk about how to minimize the onboarding friction. And one thing I want to shout out here is we have a lot of really cutting edge features and infrastructure here in the Sui landscape, like including ZK logging, which is a really nice infrastructure for a user to get into Web3 space without extra friction. And also we have Walrus and a lot of like AI agent frameworks so that we can like embed the latest advancement of human like into the applications in this space. Yeah. So one thing for Dubhe here is that we have a plugin marketplace so that developers can easily integrate these latest infrastructure into their applications and start to play around with it and build the innovative applications on top of it. Yeah, and Dubhe Marketplace is coming soon. It will be launched on the Q3 this year. So if you are interested in it and really want to play with it, like just follow us and we will release the latest news related to it. Yeah, and it is a quite exciting thing for us as well. Okay, so we've currently go through like what is the current developing experience in Sui and how can Dubhe Engine improve the overall Sui experience, Sui developing experience. And we go through about how can Dubhe Engine grow beyond a developer tool, becoming a dev community and have it grow with the ecosystem and push the positive cycle as well. And we also go through the scenario of Web3 gaming. And it's really exciting to see more scenarios and dApp is being built on top of Sui and also on Dubhe. So there are a few ways for people to engage into Dubhe ecosystem. The first of it is that we have a Dubhe ambassador program so that people can, if you're new to it, you can join this program, get familiar with it. And we have 3 tracks right here. We have content creation track, and we have community moderator track. And we also, for those builders, we are welcome everyone to join us to build this open source Sui creation engine together. Yeah, and yeah, so there's going to be some expected outcome. So we're going to have a rewards according to the overall performance, and it will directly related to the airdrop in the future event. And there are more things because it's an open source community. All the things you do will be recorded, and the contribution will be recognized by this community. And also, you're going to have a really early access to the latest feature that we mentioned. For example, the Explorer, the plugin marketplace, and the beta version of Dubhe OS. And it is going to be a really fun thing to explore. And for those other projects in Sui landscape or the dev community out here, we're also going to have a ecosystem partner program. So if you find out maybe we have some common thing to build for, we have some common community to build together, feel free to DM us, and we are hoping to reach out to the more people in Sui ecosystem. Yeah, and so to sum up, I think we would love to see that you start your next project using Dubhe. Like give it a try. It's like only one command in your terminal, right? And once you start it, you're going to love how easy it is. And for the Dubhe Ambassador program, you can scan the QR code on the right-hand side here. It will provide you the more information and also how also about like how to apply for it, and the exact timeline of it is all in this Medium article. So yeah, so please scan it, and if you miss it, I'll come back to this page. So if you need it, yeah. And I think that's pretty much all for today's sharing. And one thing to say is that please join the Sui Overflow Hackathon. We also are in the cultural and entertainment track, and so uh, yeah, come and build a project and with Dubhe Engine, and let's grow with Sui. And if you're interested, the left hand side, this QR code is our Telegram group, and right hand side is our X. So yeah, make sure you're following us. We're going to release a lot of new updates for Dubhe Engine right now. So we would love to share all of the update with you guys. Okay, so that's pretty much all. Thank you for the opportunity to be here again, and thank you, Zihe.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you very much, Movin. Any questions so far? So we can kind of wait for a bit for the questions to come up.
Awesome.
Oh, we have a question. Does the Dubhe indexer covers all the same functionality as the Sui indexer? In addition to the nice schema trick, what about GraphQL all query supported? Question mark.
Yeah. So actually, for the like nice addition, nice trick for the Sui indexer, I think it's much more like the general use case to go for. And but if you build on top of Dubhe and use the schema-based code generation, the Dubhe indexer is going to work better, and you also have the same functionality as well. So I think you can just give it a try, and you can find out that you don't need extra filter for the indexer right now. You can just grab the whole thing according to what have you defined in your schema. And what about the GraphQL all query supported? Uh, Currently, it is not supported as well. So, but I think that's a really nice thing to have, and we're going to raise. Yeah, I think it's a good thing to have in the future. So, thank you for mentioning that. We will keep in mind and hope it will be on the roadmap soon. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and we have another question as well. Would Dubhe be a good option for a new dev? For a dev new to Sui?
Wow. Yeah. That is a definitely yes, because you only need one command to start, right? You just only need pnpn create Dubhe to start, and it will help you to config all the things you need. Yeah. So for a newcomer, I would suggest that you can first look at the okay, go through the your first dApp section in the Sui documentation, and come to Dubhe 101 to start to learn about how to use the streamline tool to start it. So one of our like core value here is to minimize the and lower the barriers to entry for all of the newcomers to Sui. So that's a big yes. Yeah, we really encourage you to give it a try.
Melvin, can you also just type in the chat the pnpm command that you were talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, just for reference.
For sure.
Oh, there it is. I found it. Yeah, here, I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also one thing I want to shout out to Sui as well, is that Dubhe Engine is not going to make it if there is no Sui move. It is because, like, for example, in the schema-based code generation thing feature right here, you can see that we are actually importing the on-chain package on Sui. So it's not off-chain import, it's on-chain import, and which is the thing that is currently impossible in like Ethereum related ecosystem. And yeah, it really allows us to like extend the functionality and also leverage the on-chain composability of this to build the whole dApp engine on-chain and to have the developer use it on-chain as well. Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't seem that we have any more questions. I think that will be all for today. Thanks, Movin. Thanks, Dubhe Engine, for joining us. Oh, never mind. We have another one. What can be used with ECAS Zero Trust Protocol and Walrus? Can be used. I'm not sure what the question is. I guess it is. I think the question maybe means that can Dubhe be used in conjunction with ECAS Zero Trust Protocol and Walrus? Question mark.
Okay. For ECAS, I currently don't have much to share, but for Walrus, actually, the whole thing you see in this community-driven project called Numeron, actually all things are stored through Walrus. Yeah. So that that gives the developer a really like all things are in one space, and you can like pick the thing you want, like zk logging. Okay, and if I want to store a lot of data and want to query fast on chain, okay, let's go for Walrus. Yeah, so these are the use case for those. And for Eka, yeah, it's really interesting things, and the protocol, if you come up with interesting use case or integration ideas, like feel free to submit a issue or a PR to our GitHub repo as well.
All good questions so far. Keep them coming. So we can wait for another couple minutes.
For sure.
So we'll wait for one more minute.
Also, we'll be in Sui Overflow next week. So if you try some of Dubhe Engine things and you found some interesting thing, or you need a support, we'll be there. So yeah, you can join the Telegram group, and we can talk more in person there.
Okay, I think that's all. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and happy hacking.
Happy hacking. Thank you, guys.
Bye.